guys, my name is Mike Carleo, and this is my second installment on my How to Build Your Chops playlist. And today, I'm going to be speaking about the extended technique for pentatonic scales. Now, what does that mean? For every guitar player, pentatonic scales are essential for when it comes to soloing or being able to play any type of groove. So what I have incorporated in and learned from my teacher is learning the extended pentatonic scale, connecting two shapes together in a certain pattern that sounds cool and also helps us build our chops. I always say knowing where to go helps us play a lot faster. It's just like when you know where to go to the store, you don't need to use a GPS, you're not as flustered and you know exactly what to do. The same thing here. If we get to learn our pentatonic scales better, we can start playing weird patterns, just like we did before in my last installment, and start applying extended techniques. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with an A minor pentatonic scale, both in the first box and the second box. So the first box will start on the 5th position on the 5th fret. I'm just going to play it right through. And the second box, which starts in the 8th position. And that starting note is C. So the first note is A, and then the starting note is C for the second box. Okay, so now that we have both of those down, we're going to start working on extended technique, which means we're going to be playing one note from the first box and the next note from the second box. So the first note is coming from the first box, and the second note is coming from the second box. Now, what note of the second box are we playing? We're playing all of the second notes. So just as if we were playing a regular pentatonic scale, right? We have a first note and a second note, right? 2 notes on each string. We're going to be playing the second note as if we were playing the second box. So I wouldn't be playing, obviously, the first note because that would be a part of the first box. So we're going to create the ends of each box. So the beginning of the first, the end of the second. Okay? So let's just figure out what the notes are first. So we have A on the 5th fret, and then we have D on the 10th fret. We're mostly going to be using our 1st and 4th finger for this. And then we have D on the 5th fret of the A, and then G on the 10th fret. And then G again on the D string, 5th fret, C on the 10th fret. Now the G string, we have C again, and then we have E on the 9th fret. So instead of the 10th fret, now we have the 9th fret. Then we have E again on the 5th fret of the B, and then we have A on the 10th fret of the B, A again on the little e, and then back to 10 on the D. So those are all the extended notes. Okay, so we have. Okay, now that doesn't necessarily sound as groovy or as hip, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to create a pattern, which changes the kind of the tonality of it, what makes it sound kind of out, but not chromatically out, just different sounding. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a pattern of extended technique, regular, extended technique, regular. And by regular, I just mean playing the regular shape in the box. So we're going to use the first one as the 6th string, the 4th string, and the 2nd string for the extended technique. And the other 3 strings we're going to use for the regular box. So we're going to do A, 5th fret, D, 10th fret. And then we're going to move to the A string, the 5th string, and play the regular box, so 5 and 7, so D and E. Then we're going to move to the D string and do the extended technique, 5 and 10. And then again, we're going to do regular, 5 and 7. Then we're going to do extended technique, 5 and 10, and then regular, 5 and 8. So you have A and C at the end. So this is how it's going to sound. And the cool thing about this, I want to note, is that the big E string is not going to be the same as the little E string, so it kind of creates that little bit of a difference, even though they're the same strings. So we have. So going backwards, it sounds very cool too. So when you increase the speed, it helps us get the stretching going and then the regular pentatonic type of picking. So just a nice alternate picking because it's a very even pick. So. Okay, now let's flip it around. Let's start with a regular and then do an extended technique. Okay, so let's try to follow me on this, all right? So we have regular, 5 and 8, then extended technique on the next string. 5 and 10, 5 and 7 regular, 5 and 9 on the G, 5 and 8 on the B string, and then 5 and 10 again, okay? So this is how it's going to sound going with the opposite now, regular then extended technique. Okay, that creates a nice cool sound, and you can just fool around with it. Now, it really sounds awesome when you have that type of progression going from one string to another, going from an extended to a next thing, because that creates that unison factor. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now you can start going to the next couple shapes. You just got to work them out. Use second and third. So, and like I said in the beginning, you figure out what the extended notes are first, and then create the patterns. Then you can start including them in your playing, just over a 1-chord of amp, just like a regular. So it's really fun to work out. When you get those, you can start working on the rest of the shapes, okay? And that's it for the extended technique. So practicing these new extended techniques on the pentatonic scale can really take our soloing to the next level. So not only are we migrating 2 pentatonic boxes together, we're trying to create a brand new sound in which it sounds different. Now, pentatonic scales by themselves sound cool, but creating a new type of sound with these extended techniques will make the pentatonic scales not only sound different, but sound hip. And that's very important when we're trying to get our ideas out when we're soloing. So, work them out, get the patterns together, and then start practicing them over some chords, and then start creating some licks with these extended techniques. So if you'd like to get to learn about me more, you can check me out at my website below, michaelcarleo.com, for more information. Thanks for checking out this installment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.